What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Rob's Gaming Table. Today on the table we have another Legend of the Five Rings World Championship video for you, brought to you by these awesome supporters of the channel on patreon.com/Rob's Gaming Table. In this match we have Hatamoto Jeremy of the Crane Clan playing Samuel from the Lion Clan. Crane on the left, Lion on the right. We are in the top 8. This is the first match from the top 8 I will be posting. I'll have another one coming up after this. So stick around if you're new here. Hit that subscribe button. If you like these L5R videos, make sure you slap that like button. And you can always hit that little alarm button after you subscribe to be notified when the future videos go up. We got lots more L5R coverage coming up on the channel, so stay tuned for that. I appreciate all the kind words so far in the comments, all the support on Facebook. You guys are awesome. And I appreciate it. So let's keep these videos rolling. So we got a Doji Challenger coming in from the Crane player. Looks like he's going first. 2 Fate on the Doji Challenger to start. Is the Crane player going to pass aggressively here and take an extra Fate after the Lion player plays his little 1-drop Berserker? And a Kodo Gunzo. So it looks like, yes, the Crane player did pass there. He's got his champ, a guest of honor, and a keeper back there in his provinces. But he doesn't feel like playing any of them at this point, since the only one he really could afford is only the keeper. And the Lion player going all out here, emptying basically all of his provinces except for that Lion's Pride Brawler there. He's got his Steadfast Samurai in play, and it looks like a Venerable Historian out there. So we see the Lion player on the right here. He's got his, at the bottom of the screen, you see his dial in the center for his honor. I can see it's 14 right now. So he definitely drew less than his opponent. But it's hard to see the Crane dial from here, obviously. Actually, it's hard to see both their dials at the top of the screen there. You see the Lion on the right, the Crane on the left. So we'll try to see how much they draw. I'm sure you guys can catch it if you're paying attention. And then that card that's in the bottom right beside the unicorn dial you see there, that is what they're using as the Imperial Favor. And I was sitting beside this game. You'll probably see me ask that question during the game. I was a little confused. So on one side it's a military-looking character, I believe a Lion character. On the other side it's a Crane character. They're collectible card game cards. I'm sure some of you old L5R players will know what it is. But that's what he was using as the Imperial Favor, so they'll be passing that back and forth. So right now it's not doing anything, just ignore it, but you'll see, I believe the Crane player forgets it a couple times. But they both agreed it was okay to use, so let's just keep that clear. So we got the Doji Challenger coming in on a political water, going after the Art of War, it looks like, trying to hit that province with the Brawler on it, trying to get rid of it. And since there's no Fate on any of the Lion's characters, I'm sure that Doji Challenger is looking to use that water ring to bow somebody. And I'm sure we'll see the Doji Challenger maybe pull someone in here using her effect to grab another character and throw it in the challenge. So the Venerable Historian, since the Lion player is more honorable than his opponent, he's able to honor the Venerable Historian. And it looks like they're going to use the honor and dishonor tokens that were given out for making day 2 of this tournament. I personally hate those little honor and dishonor cards that came with the game. I was excited to find out that I got a set of those for making day 2 at Worlds. So we have a court games here. And then it looks like a court games on the other side to cancel that. Or basically revert the change. Then a fan thrown out here on the Doji Challenger. And it looks like he wins the water ring, triggers the keeper off the province, obviously. Coming in, throwing a Fate on it. And the bow is on the Berserker there. which is three military skill on that Berserker, so it makes sense. Taking that out might make it a little harder for the Lion player to break a province on a military conflict, but then again, they have a lot of tricks in their hand to help them do that, but hey, that just makes them spend more of those tricks here early in the game. So Shameful Display flipped up here on a Void military conflict. And we have the Keeper Initiate thrown in on the defense. Shameful Display is the first action triggered, honoring the Keeper. And dishonoring Akoto Gunzo there, who himself has pride, so if he does lose his conflict, he would be dishonored, but he's probably going to win, is what the Lion player hopes, and he'll be able to get rid of that dishonor token and go back to a neutral state. And they both were given +1 strength there off the Lion Stronghold, and then Miyamoto's Fury here played, we can tell, Dragon Splash out of this Crane deck now, using to bow the attacking Steadfast Samurai. And we got a Bonsai on Akoto Gunzo. And it looks like he went down to 13 honor there at the bottom on that unicorn dial. This is the Lion player's honor, and so he has used Bonsai twice here to give a +4. So on the defense right now, it looks like 3 military, and on the offense, I think we're sitting at Akoto Gunzo's only 1 because he's dishonored, so he's -2 from his glory. So I think we're at 4-2. And we got another fate spent here for a charge to bring that Lion's Pride Brawler from the province into the conflict, attacking. And since that Lion Pride's Brawler is attacking, that means he's able to bow someone who has a less military skill. Maybe it's equal or less military. I can check that very quickly here. Can't remember. Yes, it is equal or lower. And it is at 3 right now, and that is equal or lower to the 3 that the Keeper Initiate is. So I think we'll see that bowed as an action here. We're just waiting on the Crane player to do his action here in this conflict.
I accept you apologize for dishonoring my guide.
And that's it. So you'll hear Samuel Benny's, I believe is his name, on the right here, the Lion player, doing some pretty funny commentary. He was pretty funny about it. Once I asked him to go on video, he was all cool with it. And then during the video, he's really funny, making comments about which characters are in. He gets really into it. And he told me after he did it for the video. So if you guys saw him on the FFG live stream and heard him making comments, I think he's just being a funny, like, sarcastic kind of player, which I do myself. So, yeah, I saw some comments online complaining about the way he was, basically the manners with his opponent, but he was just trying to have fun with it, is the way he explains to me after this video. And so you'll hear him making funny comments during this about, you know, putting monks in conflicts against berserkers and stuff, how it is kind of silly. So we got a Steward of Law jumping in here from the Crane player. Going to do a military fire on the Art of Law. The Lion player wants that broken. He wants to draw 3 cards, I'm sure. Every time I play against a Lion player, they're excited when I hit that province. They just let it go so they can get a bigger handful of cards. Yeah, it looks like that's it. It's not broken because it's Steward of Law. No buffs there. They're playing a little quick here. So yeah, this is the Imperial favor here. The Crane player gets it. And he's going to put it on military. So that's what that character... I don't know if we'll see it flipped here, but there's... I think it's a Crane character on the other side. And that's political. So now we have the Doji Challenger lost the fate there from that Void Ring, so it now lost the fate. So this is the last round it should be around. And we also know that Keeper Initiates lost his fate, so but they're both honored, which is pretty huge. And now that Lion's Pride Brawler is just chilling out there after that charge brought it into play. But I think... Oh, he used Good Omen. Sorry, Good Omen to keep the Lion's Pride Brawler around. I saw he was playing that card. That's pretty interesting. Not a card I saw in a lot of decks, but if you're playing Charge, it seemed like the Lion's player's deck was about cheating guys in using Charge. and Spirit Callers, and then trying to keep them around by getting Fate on them, and never really paying for like a 4 or 5 coster, just dropping them in play using cheaper events. So now we have another Venerable Historian back in play here. On the other side, a Doji Whisperer. 0 military, 3 political. A little 1 drop from the Crane. Nice cheap little courtier. So staging ground trigger there to flip a Keeper Initiate up, which may change the plans of the Lion player now, looking to get his Earth conflict off so he can get the Keeper Initiate into play. And now we see Doji Hotaru, the Crane Clan champ, is now in play. We see a full art version down there. He may pop him, or that copy, sorry, to put an extra Fate on Doji Hotaru. So we see 1 Fate on there already, which most likely is what he's going to do, which he does. And on the other side, who is that? That is a Death Seeker. 2 costs, a Lion character, 2/1, 0 glory. Bushi, after this character loses a conflict as an attacker, sacrifice this character. Choose a character controlled by your opponent. If that character has no Fate on it, discard it. Otherwise, remove 1 Fate from that character. So we're going to the dials here. Let's try to see what they flip. So I think I heard 2 on the Crane side. Nope. 4 on the Crane side, 2 on the Lion side. Not sure. But we see the Lion player's up to 16 honor now. The Crane player's down to 6. So looks like the Crane player's all about filling the hand, and the Lion player's not really doing that. So Lion player going first this time. So we may see that Lion's Pride Brawler come into play here going first. Able to bow someone with equal or less military skill who's not even in the conflict. So we may see the Crane Clan champ go down bowed here, even if she's not in the conflict. And if it's an aggressive military water, he could bow down the Doji Challenger also that has no Fate on it. Assuming it doesn't come into the conflict. But he's going to go Earth. He wants to get that Keeper Initiate into play. Draw some cards since he's bidding low and then hit his opponent's hand. So he runs into a Manicured Garden. He's going after the Guest of Honor there. And he's thrown the Lion's Pride Brawler and the Death Seeker into the conflict. And you see the Crane player reading the Death Seeker there to know that if he loses the conflict, that Death Seeker could be sacked to basically discard a character or get rid of a Fate. And you hear the Death Seeker screaming there as it comes running into the conflict. Samuel providing some sound effects here. I'll have to admit, this was a fun game to watch from the sidelines. Samuel was fun to watch play. Yeah, his Lion deck definitely was all about efficiency, like I was saying before, about getting those big bombs into play at the right times, using as little Fate as possible. Maybe multiple cards, you know, playing a charge to get them in, and then good omens to keep them around, or...
You sent a poor old monk defending against a yelling lion. That's a shame.
And you hear Samuel here talking about his opponent, the Crane player, throwing in a poor little monk into the conflict here against 2 screaming lions. And we have Way the Crane played on Doji Hataru to bump her up 3 glory to her stats. So now the Lion's Pride Brawler can't get her with that bow effect like I was talking about earlier. We have 3 honored characters on the Crane side. So Voice of Honor is definitely on right now and able to cancel events at will. Way of the Lion now here to buff the base skill on military for the Lion's Pride Brawler. And that will make it possible for him to still bow Doji Hataru. And Voice of Honor cancels that. So it looks like that's what Samuel is trying to do. He's trying to get that champion down, and his plans are foiled so far. So military on the attack. I believe we're at 5, if I'm counting correctly. And on the defense, we have the Honored Keeper, which is at 3, plus the Imperial Favor. So 4 on the defense, 5 on the offense. Earth military. And they get bumped up, 7 on the offense, each one getting +1 from the Stronghold ability being bowed there. Steward of Law coming in on the defense, spending the last fate on the Crane player side. 7-4. It's not enough to break. He needs to be up by 4 to break Manicured Garden. And Lion's Pride Brawler bowing the Keeper. Not the best target he was looking for, but he was hoping to break. And now we have a 4 Shane played. And ready for battle, basically ready to right back up. So Lion's Pride Brawler still in the battle. And there's the Manicured Garden trigger. I was worrying about that. I thought he didn't trigger that yet. And we've seen throughout this video series and Worlds in general, I was hearing that a lot. Players were forgetting to sometimes trigger their provinces, trying to do more important actions first. And there's the break. It happens. And the Guest of Honor discarded for sure.
He's not a guest anymore.
No longer a guest, Samuel says. And the Keeper comes into play. Needs to remember to put a fate on that Keeper. Doing its ability. Gets a fine katana out of the hand using the Earth Ring. There's the fate on that Keeper initiate. So now the Crane player has its Doji Challenger, Doji Whisperer, and Doji Hataru. Steward of Law should be bowed. Yep, there it is. It's bowed now. But 3 decent characters here should be able to push through a political. But still hasn't broken a province. Still just that Art of War revealed there. 2 provinces broken on the Crane side, though. Not looking good. He's got to put some pressure here, but can't leave himself too open. Only 1 fate on the Crane side, though, and 6 on the Lion side right now. So, Honored Crane Clan Champ coming in. She is a 6-9 right now on the skill. I would personally go after that Staging Ground. And yeah, that's what he's going to do. Staging Ground, fire political. Doji Hataru coming in for 9 on the offense right now. And Meditation on the Tau, using to remove a fate off an attacking character, which is going to hit Hataru, I'm sure. So Lion player being up on a tons of honor here. Looks like 16 to 6. Doesn't have to worry about the unopposed so much, about losing honor at this point, I don't think. But the Crane player will gain 3 honor just off their honored characters at this point. Obviously, the Clan Champ will stick around for a couple rounds. It looks like, at least. Maybe not. But should get 2 honor at the end based on the Challenger and the Keeper Initiate leave in play. Fire will honor or dishonor a character. And looking at the board, I don't know what he would dishonor. I don't think he'd honor something. Maybe his Doji Whisper to get a little extra bump there off the 1 glory, but that doesn't seem too great. Everyone else is honored. On the other side, dishonoring maybe the Keeper Initiate. Might be big since it's got a fate on it to be around for a couple rounds. But he's going to be able to do it twice if he wins, triggering the ring twice off of the Clan Champ's ability. So maybe if either of those characters don't come into the conflict, the Historian and the Initiate, which it sounds like no defenders, Meditation's taken off of Fate, we may see the double dishonor on the 2 remaining characters on the other side. The Venerable Historian is 3 glory. And since it'll get honored, if there's more honor on the other side, it's the dishonor will basically keep it at neutral. And it is broken. And of course he's going to discard the staging ground there. So dishonor, yes, on both the characters that are still readied on the other side. Samuel trying to say it's the wrong monk.
It's very difficult to tell apart from these monsters. Like I could feel injections. I pass.
So no pre-conflicts. Looks like the line player, Samuel, is initiating
Once again,
a conflict here.
just push on a poor old historian. A real shame.
-3 on the Venerable Historian.
So, get here. I got Manic Red and Shameful, that's it. So, still ready to close the first run, and what else did I miss? The fire. That's it.
And remember that players, something I've been forgetting here in this series from Worlds is the top 16, or actually top 23, they were able to look at each other's deck lists before the match for about 2 to 3, sometimes up to 5 minutes I saw. So they know each other's provinces, so it makes it even easier to, you know, play the deduction game here. And you hear Samuel doing that, trying to narrow down what he might get hit with. And he does get hit with a rally to the cause on a military air. And it was flipped by Rally to the Cause. It was originally a political error, obviously, and the Venerable Historian has a dash on the military skill, so it gets bowed right away and sent home since it's not allowed to be in military conflicts. So the air ring just fizzles there, goes back to the center. Nobody gets it. No attackers, no defenders. Over to the Crane player for his second conflict if he'd like. So Rally of the Cause has been flipped. It won't trigger again. It's 4 on the defense. So we may see the Lion player just run at it again on a future conflict. So military air taking the same ring back this time from the Crane side, going after the Art of War. With the Doji Challenger honored, so 5 on the offense, +1 from the Imperial Favor, 6 on the attack. Nothing on the defense, loses an honor. He's okay with breaking that province. He wants to see some cards. And the cards gets discarded. And 2 honor gained on the Crane side from the ring there.
Oh, I was 16. Oh. End of turn? Oh, 2, 3. Ah, 3, okay.
They are tied on the honor there. Samuel thought it was going to his side, but the Doji Whisper also readied. And there I'm asking about that Imperial Favor, just making sure. So the Imperial Favor will stay where it is. It's on military on the Crane side. Since they tied, he can't switch it. Both going to the next round here with fresh provinces. All the cards face down from their Dynasty deck. And we're ready to flip here. There's 2 Brawler Spirit Color and a Keeper Initiate. Wow, what a flip from the Lion player. Pretty juicy. On the other side, we have a Storyteller, a Bushi Samurai, I don't know how to pronounce it, but the duelist character from Crane. And another character, I don't know how to pronounce the name. Play it in my decks, but don't know how to say it. It is Kakita Asami. I'm try to pronounce it there.
Doesn't make wise decisions.
So Brash Samurai coming in there.
I know the problem. I have some Berserker on my rank, so I know the feeling. So for 3, get a Spirit Caller.
Spirit Caller to Fate.
In fact, Zach,
Samuel, the line player, definitely values those Spirit Callers very highly, throwing 2 Fate on them every time. Likes to keep them around, bring those big bombs that he discarded earlier back from his discard pile into conflicts just by bowing those Spirit Callers. Pretty huge, huge card advantage there. Huge efficiency on the economy, I think, is what I'm trying to say. Storyteller on the other side. And 1 Fate on the Storyteller. 1 Fate left on the Crane side. Over to the line player for his Dynasty action here. Of course, he's going to bring out a Brawler. Just looking at which one, looking at the provinces underneath them, trying to decide which one to leave back for bait for the Crane player to run into. So the better province that the line player wants him to hit is obviously the one near the bottom of the screen there. But he brings in both Brawlers anyway, it looks like. And puts 2 Fate on one. No Fate on the other. And looks like he saves a Fate. Over to the Crane player. Oh, the Crane player passed. Sorry, he got an extra Fate there. So the line player just finishing out his actions. And they're going to the dials. So 5 drawn on the Crane side, it sounds like. 3 on the Lion. 2 honor passes over to the Lion player. So the Lion player doing very well at keeping his hand full and not really bidding high. He's using those draw effects in his deck. Able to keep himself much more honorable. So that's Storyteller at the top there on the Crane side. He's got Sincerity. He also gives all your other honored characters Sincerity. As they leave play, you can draw a card off them. So the clan champ there being honored. If she's still honored in the Fate phase when she leaves. And the Brash Samurai attacking alone will be honored if he does. Another card draw there. Sounds like they're just deciding on pre-challenge actions here. Pre-conflict actions, sorry. So Brash Samurai coming in alone. Military Void. Going for the bottom province.
So what is it? Oh,
Shameful display.
I saw you in the garden. I'm sure it was you.
So the player that wins this match will move on to the top 4. And like I said, we have another top 8 coming up after this. And then a top 4 match. I got the top 4 match that was not on the stream by FFG. So stick around to the channel for that. Lots more L5R coming up. I have 4 matches recorded from a local Imperial Summons event where we actually held it like a tournament with 3 core set decks. Those videos are ready for voiceover, so they'll be coming up shortly after too. So don't think after the World's coverage we're done with L5R here. Make sure you slap that like button like I said before. If you like these Legend of the Five Rings videos and want to see more. Helps other people find them on YouTube. And maybe other people find this game. And we can get some more players. So right now the Lion player is deciding whether he wants to defend with anyone. Then he's able to use Shameful Display. And he could dishonor the Brash Samurai, basically nullifying the Brash Samurai's effect of honoring himself when he attacks alone. Or I think just participates alone, I'm pretty sure. I don't think he needs to be attacking. Yep. Well, he's your only participating character in a conflict. Honor this character. Is what the Brash Samurai says there, who's on the attack. So it looks like the line player is running through his entire conflict phase here in his head and going through his discard pile, trying to figure out what he might use that Spirit Caller for, what he might need back. So maybe he'll throw something in on this conflict. Maybe he doesn't need to declare defenders. It is a void, so it's only going to remove a fate off of a character. I don't think it's that big a deal for the line player. They are tied up, though, at province breaks right now. So they both have 2 provinces broken each and an extra province revealed. So it's not that the line player is really ahead much anymore. He's got to be careful here. If he has a 3rd one broken, he's got to be able to basically catch up or break faster. And he may be put on the defense here. So he's got to decide how he wants to proceed here. I'm sure this is a pivotal point in the game, of course. The line player is going second right now. So, or sorry, Crane player is first, I guess you'd say. So next round, the line player will be going first. So he could set it up that he breaks a province this turn and then goes heavy on the first conflict next round. And tries to break the stronghold. If lets this go through and lets this Crane player break Shameful Display, which is possible, he'll then have to deal with the political attack, most likely, on his stronghold. And is he prepared to defend that this turn? Which is why I think he's taking his time here deciding. So it looks like he's going to put a Dishonored Keeper Initiate in there as a defender, who's basically contributing 0 right now against the 2 on the offense, 3 on the offense with the Imperial Favor there. But he's looking to trigger Shameful Display, I'm sure, which won't dishonor the Keeper. Or will honor the Keeper Initiate, get him back to neutral, and dishonor the Brash Samurai. But the Brash Samurai will probably trigger himself to just remove that dishonor anyway. No good charge targets on the line side right now, but there is a good one on the Crane side with that Duelist. I mean, he's not the best, but he's decent. He's got 2 glory. You can bump him up to being 5 on the military. So Shameful Display. And then first action, Brash Samurai, as we thought.
So it's 3-1.
3 on the offense, 1 on the defense. And if anyone's going to be able to defend a military and have military tricks, it's going to be the line player. We see a Bonsai, spending an honor, double Bonsai. 7 on the offense, 1 on the defense right now. And the line player passes. And so does the Crane, so he just lets it break. The Void takes 1 off the line sprite Brawler. And you see the line player offering to discard that face down card. He wants to see more characters in his discard pile with that Spirit Caller on the board. But Jeremy on the other side is not having it. He says it's face down, keep it where it is, which is smart. So line player going through his opponent's discard piles here, trying to see what's been played, what's still possible. Remember, they did compare deck lists earlier, so he does maybe know some event counts, some character counts, looking to see what's still possible. Yeah. 25 minutes left in the round, according to our judge there, we just heard in the background. And we have a fire conflict on a Rally to the Cause, which will not be flipped this time, like we said.
About the brash samurai that went to my courtyard.
And the Storyteller's coming in on the defense against two Alliance Pride Brawlers.
I don't want you to tell me a story. I'm hungry, man. I'm pretty mad.
And Samuel's mad. He sent two angry brawlers into a conflict. And Jeremy's responded here with a little old man who's telling stories. And Samuel's not impressed. He does not want to hear a story right now.
What can I do against an unknown man? Come fight him.
Alright, so first action I will force shade.
So we have a force chain played on one of the brawlers. Not really cool, says Samuel. So he has to dishonor or bow.
I'm sad.
And the Storyteller is a courtier. It's also Shugenja and Air Trait. And ready for battle. And Voice of Honor cancels. So he chose bow. And he tried to ready. And then the cancel. So bowed Lion Sprite Brawler. And the bowed Lion Sprite Brawler will bow the Storyteller. And Mirmo's Fury on the other Lion Sprite Brawler to bow it. So 1 on the defense right now, 0 on the offense. Since Imperial favors there and there's a participating defender. Are we going to see that Spirit Caller used to bring a character into the conflict? Use 4 to break. So we need to bring in somebody and get them up to at least 5 skill at this point.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you earned it.
And there's Jeremy showing us the top 8 prize. Those cool little dragon token boxes. Little magnetic boxes are pretty cool. So the Spirit Caller bowed to bring in the third Lion Sprite Brawler back out of the discard pile. 3 on the offense, 1 on the defense right now. And that's another bow effect coming in from the Brawler. But no target to do the bow on, since Joji Hotaru's a beast right now. And +1 across the board on all the participating attackers. So 4-1 right now. And a fine katana to give it a +2. And Let Go gets rid of that katana right away. So both players putting a lot into this conflict here. No problem spending cards out of hand. It's an important conflict. Crane player doesn't want to be defending his stronghold yet. Last fate spent to rout the Storyteller. And now he has enough to break. No one on the defense. That Imperial favor does not count as strength anymore to the conflict. So I believe it's 4-0. And
You lose 1 from unopposed. I dishonor Otaro.
Otaro loses the honor.
You make your ordinary.
And the card's discarded.
This on our hand because
3 provinces broken on the crane side.
Dylan came to fight me.
3 broken on the line side. So we're at a kind of a tied up game here. Crane player sitting down at 6 honor. Line player at like 16 or 18 there, it looks like, on that dial. And now we have a water political going at the stronghold.
Yeah, Matsugoi can be that.
And stressful lands, of course, on the line player, getting +1 to political, so needs 12 to break.
And I pass.
And Hotaru's honored, but court games played to dishonor. So we're at 6-0 on the defense. So whatever Jeremy was going to play there, he honored Hotaru. So he was going to get her up to 9, but then maybe had something else there to get her up to that 12. But once that other court games was played, he realized that's not going to be enough, so doesn't waste any more on it. And he readies both of his characters, double triggering the water ring, gets Keeper Initiate into play. And that's it. They'll throw some Fate on the rings, clean it up here, go to the next round. If that judge time call was right, they still have about 17 minutes left in the round, I believe. Crane player forgetting to clean up his board here. This goes to discarding from his provinces. First player goes to the lion. Let's see what they flip on the provinces. Another Spirit Caller there on the lion side. No heavy hitters on the crane side, though. Brash Samurai, a Savvy Politician, and a Doji Whisperer. And that has the Imperial Storehouse there to draw, but not really the bodies he's looking for. But he might go for a military attack here on the Stronghold anyway, assuming the Lion player doesn't just smash through the Crane Stronghold here on the first attempt going first. So no Fate put on any characters on the line side. He's just flooding them in. Crane players played everyone. Still has tons of Fate left. No Fate on anyone either. They're both thinking this is the final round here, so no Fate invested into their characters. Yeah, they're gonna throw everything on the board here.
All lions should be prodigies, but anyway.
We'll probably see Staging Ground used to flip up to hopefully find some good charge targets on the lion side.
I won't say it's a shame because I already said it, but it's a shame. 5. I give you 1.
So 4 on the dial on the Crane side, 5 on the lion side. So 1 honor switches sides over to the Crane player. Both drawing a ton of cards here.
I don't have any actions.
Sure, we'll see that Storehouse pop there to draw a card on the Crane side. So he realizes 7 military on the defense possible right now, plus the Imperial favor. And he adds in the province that gives +5.
1 fury, 2 furies, and anyway we go. Okay, no, I'm just counting. Never mind. 1 for shame, 2 for shame. Okay. Stop scouting. 1 steward, 2 steward. And now. Okay, so I said 19, 19, 20, 22. I just have a new 22. 22, I reached 22. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12, 16, 16, 20.
So what Samuel's doing here is trying to count up all his military skill to see if he gets above the province he's assuming is hiding under that stronghold, plus all the military on the defense. Try not to leave himself too open that he may miss and then get hit back, but
I will simply declare an attack on your stronghold because all game long you were unhonorable. You send poor old man fighting my guys, and I will choose a ring. Okay. So ready to the coast what they are. No Mediterranean, ready to the coast, so it's a deer. Okay. Earth for Earth.
so it looks like he's going military, earth.
Can brag, I can trash talk, but it would be cool if I can do not make any mistakes.
Yeah, Samuel's worried about running into this and making a mistake here. So he's taking his time here, going through all the possibilities, checking the cards in his hand, discard pile. He's adding in all what's possible here.
This is your train.
So it looks like he's got some let goes for the attachments. He's got his bonsais added up here. He's reading them all out to his opponent. Could be bluffing, but I think he was actually playing him down. So he's adding up all his strength buffs.
Oh, like it.
And he thinks he has it.
Yeah, sounds like it. I'm a lion.
He's got a route hiding in there. And he roars like a lion coming in on this big conflict here, military.
Yeah, you will get a brawler and you will get...
Samuel telling him straight up what is coming from the spirit caller. He's being very honorable and honest with his opponent, telling him straight up what's going to happen here.
I wish there could be a Toturi.
No clan champ hiding in there here. Samuel wishes he had one in his discard pile, but not this game. No honor general either, we haven't seen.
Can I see province, please?
And 4 characters coming in here. Berserker, Brawler, Prodigy, and what's that other one? A Recruit. So I believe it's entrenched position hiding under there, given the +5 on military for the province and stronghold. So he needs 12 to break, I think.
Maybe I thought some cranes were cowards, so I would just ask.
Asking about defenders here.
Like, she like to whisper. I don't like whispers. She like to roar. Yeah, see, she's not working. What did I tell you? She's scared. Okay, I understand.
Love the trash talk.
Go ahead.
He's smiling as he's saying it, though. It's not being serious, if any of you guys are wondering.
I'm like the Rolling Stone.
So on defense, looks like we have 6, 7 with the Imperial favor on the defense. On the offense, I'm going to say 8 on the offense right now. We got a first action on the defense, a fine katana placed on the storyteller to get him up to 4. Prevent him being knelt by that brawler. And brawler takes down the brash samurai. So 12 needed to break here, if I'm correct.
You want to die?
And they're going to bring the die in here to keep track.
8. Yeah, you're right. 8. And you have a dice? No, you don't? Maybe I can use this. Yeah. I'm 8. It's okay for you? Sure. And you're 4, 5, 6, 7.
8 on the offense, 7 on the defense, up by 1. Is he going to be able to reach enough to break here? Or is the Korean player going to come back with that Doji Whisper and hit hard? Are we going to make it to another round?
The number make my strength. So Go home, old man. It's not your fight.
So that line event used to send the storyteller home.
Go back home. Yeah, go to rest.
I'm not sure which event that is. I'm not familiar.
3 is not bad for a crane.
I don't think I play that one in my line deck.
I mean, you're not a fighter. So 3 is okay. I accept to concede now. Fuel.
So Samuel's saying he'll accept a concede from his opponent now. He doesn't have to keep going. But they're going to keep playing it out. So it's strength in numbers is the line event, I believe. Action, while you're the attacking player, choose a defending character with glory X or lower. Move that character home. X is equal to the number of attacking players. For characters. Attacking characters, sorry. Lion's Pride Brawler coming in off the first spear and Spear Caller.
That's it. Exactly. 11. You pass.
So Bow's the savvy politician using that Lion's Pride Brawler.
You too. More like a
Now only 2 on the defense. 1 keeper initiate. And 1 from the Imperial Favor. And we got a bonsai on the keeper. Ugh. Is he going to be assassinated? He does get double bonsai, so he's up to 5. Spirit Caller bringing in a Berserker, I think, here.
Yeah. A bit hungry. Yeah, 6. That's it, that's the dice. It's more like your strength because you can't get past to 5, but the monk can get to 6. That's okay.
So I think they said 14 to 6 right now, up by 8, I believe.
You pass. I roar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I go to 20.
So 20 just like that using the Stronghold, plus 1 for each of his attackers.
I'll assassinate the one that's not going away at the end of the conflict.
You want to assassinate.
Assassinating a Berserker from the Crane side here.
Go to 60.
The Lion player misses. He's got no fate on anyone but that 1 Spirit Caller. And that could still go away at the end of this conflict phase if a Void Ring goes off. So he may not have much to come back with here in the next round. If we get that far.
The Prodigy. Can you
And Flying Katana on the Prodigy. 18 on the attack. 6 on the defense. And that's it.
Yeah.
And Samuel's excited. Congrats to Samuel for making it on to the top 4. And well played by Jeremy, but just not enough to handle that giant onslaught of military from those Lions. Thanks to everyone for tuning in and watching. More L5R coming up on the channel. Like I said before, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. Hit that like button. Make sure you hit that little alarm button after you subscribe to be notified when future videos get posted or when we do live streams. But I just want to say thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks to everyone that donates on patreon.com/Rob's Gaming Table to help offset the cost of doing these videos and all the time and money spent traveling to these tournaments. You could donate clicking the link in the description below. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.